Let me ask you a quick, honest question. Do you ever find yourself struggling to do things that felt easy just 5 years ago? Maybe your knees ache a little more when you climb stairs, or perhaps opening a tight jar of pickles now feels like a two-person job. If you've experienced this, I want you to know you are certainly not alone. For years, we've been told that losing strength and stamina is just a normal part of aging. But what if I told you that it doesn't have to be? What if the real culprit isn't just the calendar, but a specific silent condition? And what if the key to fighting it is sitting in your refrigerator right now, costing you less than 50 cents? The condition I'm talking about is called sarcopenia, the age-related involuntary loss of skeletal muscle mass and strength. It's serious, and here is a statistic that should truly shake you. A 2022 review published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that 1 in 3 people over the age of 60 are quietly dealing with sarcopenia, and sadly, most of them don't even know it. Sarcopenia isn't just about feeling a little weak. It is the single greatest predictor of falls, hospital stays, and losing your independence. But here's the good news. The actual key to solving this silent epidemic is surprisingly simple, cheap, and based on breakthrough science. A major study from the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences highlighted that the secret lies not just in eating more protein, but in getting enough of one specific critical amino acid at the right time. This is what I specialize in. My name is Frank Taylor, and at 68 years young, I've spent a lot of time thinking about these very questions. Now, I want to be clear, I am not a medical doctor or a geriatrician. My journey over the past decade has been a bit different. I've dedicated my retirement to being a sort of health detective for folks just like us. I spend my days digging into the latest clinical studies, and I want to emphasize that all the research I mention will always be linked in the description below every video, so you can check it for yourself. My goal is to take that complex scientific information and turn it into practical advice that we can actually use in our daily lives. And one of the most surprising truths I've found is this. You can build muscle and maintain your strength long into your golden years without expensive powders or supplements. Today, I'm going to share exactly how to do that. First, I will reveal the $1 a day Leucine Balm food that the experts use to activate muscle growth. Second, we'll expose why expensive solutions like generic whey protein or bone broth are often incomplete solutions for sarcopenia. And finally, I will give you my simple 30-day challenge, the precise, easy-to-follow plan to add this food to your diet to ensure you get the muscle-building signal you need. But before we dive in, let me know. Are you currently concerned about your strength or mobility? Comment yes below if you feel weaker climbing the stairs today than you did 5 years ago. I am reading every single comment. Let's get started. The core problem. Your muscles are starving for the leucine signal.
I
In
want
the
to
hook,
explore
we
how these
established that
seemingly disparate concepts
sarcopenia,
are,
this
in fact,
quiet,
deeply
inevitable loss
interconnected.
of muscle strength, is not just an unfortunate reality. It's a major threat to our independence. This fight against senior health nutrition sarcopenia requires precision, not just volume. The typical advice you hear is simple. Just eat more protein. And while that sounds logical, muscle is made of protein, so to rebuild muscle, we need more protein. For those of us over the age of 60, this advice is dangerously incomplete. Here's why your current diet might be failing your muscles. The problem of anabolic resistance. The real core problem we face is not a simple protein deficit. It's a condition known as anabolic resistance, a scientific term for your body's reduced ability to use the protein you eat to build and repair muscle tissue. Think of it this way. Imagine your muscle cells are like a construction crew. When you eat protein, that's the delivery of all the building materials, amino acids. When you were younger, simply delivering the materials was enough. Your body's foreman would immediately get the crew working. But as we age, specifically due to natural hormonal shifts, particularly the reduced sensitivity to insulin and certain growth factors, the foreman falls asleep on the job. The building materials arrive, but the "start building now" signal is weak or non-existent. If you are only delivering building blocks without giving the crew the explicit command to build, those materials sit idle. Much of that expensive, high-quality protein you just ate is simply oxidized, burned for energy, or excreted. It never gets used for its most important purpose, stopping the vicious cycle of sarcopenia. Leucine, the master switch for muscle growth. This is where the science of senior health nutrition, sarcopenia, gets critical. The truth is, all protein sources are not created equal when it comes to combating anabolic resistance. Among the 20 amino acids that make up protein, there is one that acts as the direct, powerful "start building now" signal. It's called leucine. Leucine is a branched chain amino acid, BCAA. And it possesses a unique ability. It acts as a signaling molecule that directly activates a pathway in your body called mTOR, mammalian target of rapamycin. mTOR is the master regulator of protein synthesis. It is the foreman who needs to be woken up to start the construction. When leucine binds to its receptor, it acts like a loud alarm clock, shouting at the mTOR pathway to activate. Without sufficient leucine, the key, the mTOR lock stays closed. Scientific evidence, the critical leucine threshold. This isn't just theory, it's backed by rigorous scientific studies. Researchers have spent years identifying exactly how much leucine is needed to overcome anabolic resistance and switch on that mTOR pathway in older adults. In a landmark study published in the Journal of Nutrition by researchers including Dr. Douglas Padden-Jones, they investigated what it takes to stimulate maximal muscle protein synthesis, MPS, in older populations. They found something counterintuitive. For younger adults, it takes roughly 1.7 grams of leucine per meal to maximize MPS, but for older adults, our target demographic, it takes significantly more. The consensus among leading geriatric nutrition experts is that we need to hit a leucine threshold of approximately 2.5 to 3.0 grams of leucine in a single meal to effectively activate the mTOR pathway. Furthermore, the timing matters just as much as the dose. The body needs a bolus intake, a concentrated dose of leucine, all at once to successfully flip that switch. Eating a little protein every hour does not work. It's too spread out to reach the necessary threshold. If your breakfast or lunch provides less than 2.5 grams of leucine, your body essentially sees it as a snack quantity, not enough to signal the muscle to grow. This is the hidden secret to winning the fight against senior health nutrition sarcopenia. You might be diligently consuming 80 grams of protein a day, but if that protein is spread out over 5 small meals, and no single meal hits the 2.5-gram leucine mark, your muscles are still starving for the activation signal. The consequence of low leucine intake. The most common mistake I see seniors make is relying on protein sources that have a poor leucine-to-protein ratio or simply eating too little in one sitting. Small chicken breast, 20 gmol protein, typically contains about 1.2 grams of leucine. Too low. Most plant-based proteins, e.g. beans/lentils, often have good total protein, but the leucine quality is much lower, sometimes less than 1.0 gram per reasonable serving. Ineffective. A standard glass of milk provides only about 0.8 grams of leucine. Too low. This lack of hitting the leucine threshold consistently leads to 3 devastating results. Muscle wasting continues. The natural aging process, combined with a lack of the build signal, means muscle breakdown easily outpaces synthesis. money wasted. You spend money on protein powders or expensive health foods that your body can't effectively utilize for muscle repair. Increased frailty. By failing to activate the muscle-building machinery, you accelerate your vulnerability to falls and loss of mobility. Our mission now becomes clear. We must find the protein sources that are not only affordable and easy to digest, but that are also concentrated sources of this crucial leucine amino acid. We need to find the foods that naturally hit that high leucine threshold of 2.5 to 3.0 grams without forcing us to eat massive, overwhelming quantities of food. Let's test your knowledge before we move on. In your opinion, which common food has the highest leucine content per calorie? Drop your guess in the comments below. Now that you understand the problem, anabolic resistance caused by a lack of the leucine signal, we can move on to the next section where we expose the common mistakes people make when trying to solve this problem with ineffective, expensive products. Exposing the common myths. Why expensive solutions fail seniors. Now that we've established the real enemy, anabolic resistance, and the single most important weapon against it, leucine, we have to talk about the mistakes. Because most of the advice circulating in the media, and even on the grocery shelves, is designed to solve a different problem than the one we actually have. This is a crucial, often overlooked detail for anyone interested in true senior health nutrition, sarcopenia management. Many people, perhaps even you, spend a fortune on health solutions that look great on the packaging, but dramatically fail to hit that critical 2.5 to 3.0 gram leucine threshold we must reach in every meal. Let's expose two of the most common and costly mistakes. Myth number 1. The bone broth and collagen craze. Walk into any modern health food store or look up any influencer's anti-aging routine, and you'll inevitably encounter the obsession with bone broth and collagen peptides. People swear by them for everything: improved gut health, smoother skin, stronger hair, and yes, even muscle growth. The claims are massive, and the price tags are often astronomical. You can spend $15 on a single jar of fancy bone broth. But when it comes to the specific physiological goal of fighting sarcopenia, bone broth and collagen are, quite frankly, a poor and inefficient investment. Here is the scientific breakdown. Bone broth is overwhelmingly rich in a specific type of protein called collagen. Collagen is made up of amino acids like glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline. These amino acids are fantastic for your connective tissues, your skin, hair, nails, and joint cartilage. They are the scaffolding that holds your body together, and those benefits are legitimate. If you want glowing skin and comfortable joints, collagen is great. However, collagen is critically fatally low in the crucial muscle-building amino acid, leucine. Remember that 2.5 to 3.0 gram leucine threshold we established? A typical serving of bone broth or a standard scoop of collagen powder might contain 8 to 15 grams of total protein. But because of its poor amino acid profile for muscle synthesis, the leucine content is often less than 0.3 to 0.5 grams. That is barely a whisper of the activation signal your aging muscles desperately need. You are providing the building blocks, but you are not ringing the alarm to tell the construction crew to start working. This isn't just Frank Taylor's opinion, it's established protein chemistry. A comprehensive 2021 review in the journal Nutrients confirmed that while collagen is a valuable protein source for connective tissue, it is structurally insufficient to stimulate maximal muscle protein synthesis in older adults due to its low BCAA content. If your primary goal is to gain muscle, stop the decline of sarcopenia, and improve your strength and mobility, relying on costly bone broth or collagen is a misallocation of your time, effort, and money. You are delivering the materials for the roof and windows, joints, and skin, but delivering almost none of the foundation-building materials, leucine, that the muscle foreman needs. For effective senior health nutrition sarcopenia management, we must be much more strategic. Myth number 2, over-reliance on standard protein powders and wrong timing. The second common and costly error is buying expensive generic protein powders, whether they're whey, casein, or plant-based, and using them in an ineffective way. When you buy a standard protein powder, you are paying a premium for a highly processed product marketed for convenience. But you need to look closer at 3 common mistakes seniors make with these powders. Mistake A, buying the wrong type of powder. Many seniors gravitate toward plant-based powders, such as pea hemp or rice protein, believing they are gentler on the stomach. While this can be true, many plant protein sources naturally have a lower biological value and a poorer leucine content compared to dairy sources. You often need a significantly larger, sometimes less palatable dose of plant protein to achieve the same 2.5-gram leucine target as a much smaller scoop of a quality whey powder. You end up paying more for less effective muscle stimulation in your fight against sarcopenia. Mistake B, the timing error, the snack trap. This is perhaps the biggest culprit of all. Many older adults will mix a small protein shake or bar as an afternoon snack. If that shake is small, say 15 grams of protein, it will likely provide only 1.2 to 1 grams of leucine. What does this mean? It means your muscle foreman remains asleep. You consumed calories, you consumed protein, but you failed to reach the critical threshold necessary to activate the muscle-building machinery. It's a completely wasted effort. Your money bought you nothing but expensive calories. You cannot graze your way to muscle growth. Science confirms that muscle protein synthesis is best stimulated by that single concentrated bolus dose of leucine. Mistake C, too much, too fast. The mass gainer trap. On the other side of the spectrum, some people buy powders designed for younger bodybuilders, the mass gainers, and consume a massive 40 or 50-gram protein shake at once. While this certainly hits the leucine threshold, that much protein in one go can be taxing on the kidneys and the digestive system of an older adult. It can lead to unnecessary stomach upset and highly inefficient use of the excess protein. The key takeaway here is that you don't need more protein overall. You need a strategic, highly efficient source of leucine strategically placed at every major meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We have now cleared away the misinformation. We've established that relying on expensive collagen or improperly timed protein powders is a recipe for failure in the fight against senior health nutrition sarcopenia. We need a food that is not a trendy powder, not a costly broth, but a fundamental powerhouse. We need to stop paying premium prices for incomplete solutions and start leveraging the power of cheap, proven nutritional science found in everyday ingredients. Now that we know exactly what we are looking for, a leucine-dense, affordable, and versatile food, it's time for the big reveal. The true sarcopenia killer that you can find in any grocery store, usually for less than 50 cents. The real solution revealed, the leucine powerhouse you already own. In the last section, we put the costly myths of collagen and incomplete protein powders to rest. We established that the single key to defeating anabolic resistance, the real cause of muscle decline in seniors, is hitting that crucial 2.5 to 3.0 gram leucine threshold at every single meal. So what is the answer? What is the food that is not only packed with leucine, but is also affordable, easy to prepare, and gentle on the senior digestive system? The answer is likely sitting in your refrigerator right now. The undisputed king of leucine efficiency, the incredible edible egg. The single most efficient, most affordable food source of leucine for seniors is the incredible edible egg. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Frank, I've been told to limit my eggs because of cholesterol. If that's you, I want you to put those outdated warnings aside for a moment. Modern nutritional science has overwhelmingly vindicated the egg. Numerous large-scale studies, including those published in the New England Journal of Medicine, have shown that for the vast majority of healthy individuals, dietary cholesterol from eggs does not significantly raise blood cholesterol levels or increase the risk of heart disease. For the purpose of fighting sarcopenia, the egg is a miracle food. Let me explain why, focusing on the leucine ratio. The nutritional gold standard. A single large egg contains approximately 6 to 7 grams of high-quality protein. More importantly, it contains about 0.6 to 0.7 grams of leucine. This might not sound like much at first glance, but consider the context of achieving the threshold. To get your target 2.5 to 3.0 grams of leucine, you need to consume approximately 4 to 5 large eggs in one sitting. This delivers about 24 to 35 grams of total protein, a perfect, manageable, and highly effective amount for a single meal to stimulate the growth of muscle tissue and manage your senior health nutrition sarcopenia. The power of the egg is its leucine-to-calorie ratio. Eggs are inexpensive. They are incredibly easy to digest, especially scrambled or soft-boiled, and they are highly versatile. For under $2, you can buy a dozen eggs, which provides several days' worth of muscle-building leucine signals. The supporting player, Greek yogurt. While the egg is the undisputed king, we need a reliable partner to ensure we hit that threshold easily at other meals, or for those who don't want 5 eggs for breakfast every day. Enter our second star, plain, full-fat Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt, particularly the dairy variety, is another phenomenal source of leucine, but it shines in the convenience category. A standard 6-ounce container of plain Greek yogurt. Look for brands with high protein content, around 18 to 20 grams, typically contains 1.8 to 2.0 grams of leucine. Notice how close that is to our 2.5 gram threshold. If you combine just one container of Greek yogurt with a handful of walnuts or a small scoop of low-fat cottage cheese, you easily sail past the 2.5 gram leucine target. This makes Greek yogurt the perfect lunch, post-exercise snack, or an easy dinner option for those days when your appetite is low. The crucial synergy. Why both are best. The solution to senior health nutrition sarcopenia is not about choosing one food. It's about strategically combining the two most efficient sources to guarantee you hit that leucine signal consistently. The science confirms this combination is optimal. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that consuming a dairy-based protein source after resistance exercise significantly enhanced muscle protein synthesis in older adults. The researchers pointed directly to the high leucine content and the rapid digestibility of dairy protein, like whey, found in yogurt, as the key factors. By making eggs your breakfast staple and Greek yogurt your afternoon or evening leucine boost, you are creating a potent, scientifically validated, and highly affordable nutritional strategy. Stop wasting protein. Focus on the signal. Let's quickly revisit the problem of anabolic resistance. You can eat a large steak for dinner, which may contain 3.5 grams of leucine, easily hitting the threshold. But if your breakfast was a piece of toast and your lunch was a bowl of soup, you missed 2 opportunities to send the muscle-building signal. Remember, muscle protein synthesis needs the signal at each major meal to counteract the breakdown of muscle that occurs naturally throughout the day. The egg delivers the signal powerfully and cheaply in the morning. The Greek yogurt delivers the signal conveniently and effectively later in the day. This combination ensures you are stimulating your mTOR pathway, waking up that muscle foreman 3 times a day, giving your body the best chance to win the battle against muscle loss. We have now moved from identifying the problem, anabolic resistance, and debunking the myths, collagen, to revealing the specific cheap food solution, eggs, and Greek yogurt. In the next and final section, I'm going to give you the most valuable piece of information: Frank Taylor's 30-day Leucine challenge. This is the precise, practical, and easy-to-follow plan that shows you exactly how to incorporate these foods to hit the threshold every single day, so you can start feeling stronger in just 1 month. Action item. Before we move on, let me know, what is your favorite quick way to prepare an egg? Share your tips in the comments below. The practical plan. Frank Taylor's 30-day Leucine challenge. We've reached the most important part of this video. We've established the scientific fact. To combat senior health nutrition sarcopenia, you must hit the 2.5 to 3.0 gram leucine threshold at least once, but ideally 3 times a day. And we've identified our 2 primary weapons: the incredibly cheap and effective egg and the highly convenient Greek yogurt. Now, it's time for the strategy. It's time for the 30-day Leucine challenge. This is a simple, actionable plan designed for seniors. It addresses common issues like low appetite, budget constraints, and the need for easy preparation. You don't need to cook fancy meals. You just need consistency and focus. The goal: hit the Leucine threshold 3 times daily. Remember, the goal is not to eat a massive amount of protein. It's to send that powerful "start building now" signal, leucine, to your muscles at the start of your day, at midday, and near the end of the day. Here is the exact blueprint for your 3 key leucine activation meals. 1. The morning activation. The 4-egg power start. Your breakfast is the most crucial meal for stimulating muscle growth because your body has been in a fasting state all night. This is your best opportunity to overcome anabolic resistance. The recipe: the 4-egg challenge. Serving: 4 large eggs, any style, scrambled, fried, boiled, or in an omelet. Protein content: approximately 24-28 grams. Leucine content: approximately 2.4 to 2.8 grams. This small, simple meal immediately places you right in the zone of the scientific leucine threshold. Tips for success: variety is key. Don't get bored. Make a frittata with leftover vegetables, boil a batch on Sunday for the week, or scramble them with a splash of milk. If you have low appetite, if 4 eggs seems like too much, try mixing them with just half a cup of cottage cheese. This adds protein and boosts the leucine content while changing the texture, often making it easier to eat. Budget hack. Eggs are one of the cheapest protein sources on the planet. This muscle-building breakfast typically costs less than $1. 2. The midday boost. The Greek yogurt bridge lunch can be tricky, especially if you're busy or prefer a lighter meal. This is where our supporting player, Greek yogurt, shines as the perfect, easy leucine bridge. The recipe: the leucine bridge bowl. Serving: 6-ounce container of plain Greek yogurt. Full fat or 2-put is preferred for satiety. Additive: 1/4 cup of chopped almonds, walnuts, or a sprinkle of nutritional yeast. Leucine content: the yogurt provides 1.8 to 2.0 grams. The nuts add another 0.3 to 0.5 grams. Total 2.1 to 2.0 grams. This is a fast, no-cook solution that almost always gets you close enough to, or hits, the necessary 2.5 gram threshold. Tips for success: avoid the sugar trap. Always choose plain Greek yogurt. The sugary fruit on the bottom varieties can negate the health benefits. Add flavor with a few berries, a drizzle of honey or cinnamon. Keep it cold. Pre-portioning this into small containers makes it an incredibly convenient grab-and-go meal. Lactose sensitivity. If you are lactose sensitive, Greek yogurt is often better tolerated than milk because the fermentation process reduces the lactose content. 3. The evening security. The leucine topping. Dinner is often where people get enough total protein, but we still need to be mindful of that leucine signal. If your dinner is a traditional meat-based dish, you're likely fine. But what if you have a light soup, a pasta dish, or just a small appetite? The recipe: the cottage cheese security layer. Serving: add 1/2 cup of low-fat cottage cheese as a side dish or topping to your meal. Leucine content: approximately 1.5 to 1.8 grams. This is your insurance policy. By adding this small, highly leucine-dense portion to a main meal that might already contain some protein, you guarantee you boost the total leucine past the 2.5-gram target without making the meal too heavy. Tips for success: mix it in. Mix the cottage cheese with herbs as a side for a baked potato. Put a dollop on your chili or soup. Mix it with fruit for a light dessert. The power of dairy. Cottage cheese, like yogurt, is a high-quality dairy protein, making it incredibly effective for the needs of senior health nutrition Sarcopenia. Frank's 30-day Leucine Challenge Protocol. Here is the challenge. For the next 30 days, I want you to commit to this routine. You are not changing your entire diet. You are simply adding 2 core foods strategically. Daily protocol. Breakfast, activation. Consume the 4-egg power start, or 3 eggs, plus a small serving of cottage cheese. Lunch, a snack. Bridge. Consume the Greek yogurt. Bridge bowl. Dinner. Security. Ensure your main protein source is present and add a 1/2 cup cottage cheese as a guaranteed leucine boost. What to track? Don't worry about the numbers. I want you to focus on how you feel after 30 days. Are your knees aching less when you climb a flight of stairs? Do you feel a tiny bit more stability when walking on uneven ground? Do you feel less fatigued in the afternoon? This plan is safe, highly affordable, and scientifically supported by the need to hit that crucial leucine threshold. The complexity of senior health nutrition sarcopenia often makes people think the solution must be complex and expensive. We have proven that it is simple, effective, and found in the everyday foods we can trust. Interactive question: which one of these 3 leucine activation meals are you going to commit to starting tomorrow? Let me know in the comments below. Once you hit that commitment, we'll move on to the final summary and next steps. Conclusion and the next steps. We've now reached the end of our journey today, and I hope you realize that fighting senior health nutrition sarcopenia is not about luck or genetics. It's about applying precise, evidence-based nutrition. Summary. The simple truth. Let's quickly recap the 3 most important things we learned today, which will change the way you look at your grocery cart forever. The real problem is the signal, not the volume. We learned that age creates anabolic resistance, meaning your muscles stop responding to standard protein amounts. The only way to wake up your muscle-building switch, mTOR, is with a strong leucine signal, specifically 2.5 to 3.0 grams in a single meal. The expensive solutions fail. We exposed why expensive, trendy products like collagen and bone broth fail this test. They are wonderful for joints and skin, but they are dramatically low in leucine, making them an ineffective and costly way to build muscle. The cheapest solution is the best. We revealed the leucine powerhouses, the incredibly cheap and efficient egg and Greek yogurt. These foods give you the highest quality leucine to calorie ratio, making them the most powerful weapons in your arsenal. Final action. Join the 30-day Leucine Challenge. Knowledge is useless without action. I want you to join me in the 30-day Leucine Challenge, my simple 3-step protocol. Activation. Breakfast. Start every day with the 4-egg power. Start to hit the leucine threshold first thing in the morning. Bridge lunch. Use the Greek yogurt bridge bowl for an easy, no-cook midday leucine boost. Security dinner. Add a 1/2 cup of cottage cheese to your evening meal for guaranteed leucine insurance. This challenge is highly affordable and requires very little change to your routine, yet it can deliver powerful results in fighting the effects of senior health nutrition sarcopenia. Your commitment. I want you to make a commitment right now. Don't worry about being perfect. Just try it and pay attention to how you feel. Notice your energy levels, your clarity of mind, or your joint comfort after a month. Remember, building a healthier life and reclaiming your strength is a journey, not a destination. It's about making small, consistent, and scientifically sound choices every single day. I would love to hear from you. Are you taking the 30-day Leucine challenge? And what is one small change you are inspired to make after watching this video? Please share it in the comments below. I read every one. Your feedback helps this entire community grow stronger together. Final call to action. If you found this information helpful, if you learned something new, or if you were inspired to try the challenge, please do 3 things. Click the thumbs up button. This simple action tells YouTube that this information is valuable for other seniors struggling with muscle loss. Share this video with a friend or family member who might be wasting money on ineffective supplements. And most importantly, be sure to subscribe to Golden Years Nutrition so you don't miss our future videos. We have much more to discuss, from vitamin D to the best exercises for sarcopenia prevention. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your trust, and I'll see you in the next video.